From the moment we're old enough to understand fairy tales, we're bombarded with images of romantic love. These stories are ingrained in us from a young age, shaping our perceptions of what life should be like. Prince Charming sweeps the princess off her feet and they embark on a magical journey together. They live happily ever after, in a perfect world where love conquers all. This narrative is everywhere: movies, music, even commercials. It's a constant reminder of the idealized version of love. It's no wonder so many of us feel pressure to find our other half. The societal expectation is clear: to be truly happy, you must be in a relationship. We're taught that being in a relationship is the norm, the ultimate goal. It's portrayed as the key to a fulfilling life. Being single is often seen as a temporary state, a waiting game until you find the one. It's as if our lives are on hold until we meet our perfect match. This societal pressure can be incredibly powerful, even stifling. It can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. It can make us question our own worth if we don't fit neatly into this romantic ideal. The constant comparison can be damaging to our self-esteem. But what if we challenged this narrative? What if we decided to write our own stories? What if we questioned the assumption that everyone needs a romantic relationship to be happy and fulfilled? What if we embrace the idea that happiness can come from within? It might seem radical, but choosing to forego relationships and sex altogether can be a liberating and empowering decision. It's about finding joy in our own company. It's not about giving up on love or connection. It's about redefining what those concepts mean to us and finding fulfillment in different ways. It's about redefining what those concepts mean to us. Love can be found in friendships, family, and self-care. It's about choosing a path that prioritizes personal growth, self-discovery, and freedom from societal expectations. It's about living a life that's true to ourselves. I hit a point in my life where the constant pursuit of relationships felt exhausting. It was as if I was always chasing something elusive, something that seemed just out of reach. It was like I was on a hamster wheel, going through the motions of dating without ever truly connecting with anyone. Each date felt like a repeat of the last, a cycle that never seemed to end. The breakups were always painful, leaving me feeling lost and questioning my own worth. I would spend nights crying, wondering what was wrong with me, why I couldn't make it work. I realized that I was often drawn to relationships for the wrong reasons: loneliness, a fear of being alone, or a desire to fit in. I was seeking validation from others instead of finding it within myself. I wasn't taking the time to understand myself, to figure out what I truly wanted out of life, independent of a partner. I needed to explore my own passions, my own dreams. That's when I decided to step off the relationship carousel. I made a conscious choice to focus on myself, to take a break from the endless cycle of dating. I needed to take a break from dating, from sex, from the whole romantic entanglement. I needed to give myself the time and space to heal. I needed to focus on myself, to heal old wounds, and to explore who I was outside the context of a relationship. I started doing things that made me happy, things that I had neglected for so long. It was a scary decision, a leap into the unknown. But I knew it was necessary for my own well-being. But it was also incredibly liberating. For the first time in a long time, I felt a sense of freedom, a sense of peace. For the first time, I felt like I had the space and freedom to truly be myself, without the pressure to conform to anyone else's expectations. I was finally on a path to discovering my true self. One of the most liberating aspects of choosing this path has been the freedom from societal expectations. Suddenly the question stopped, and the pressure lifted. No more awkward encounters at family gatherings where well-meaning relatives inquire about my non-existent love life. Those moments of discomfort where I felt like I had to explain myself vanished. No more feeling like I had to justify my relationship status to anyone. I no longer had to endure the subtle judgments or the unsolicited advice about how to live my life. It was as if I had stepped outside of a system that no longer served me. I felt a profound sense of liberation, as if I had broken free from invisible chains. I was free to define my own version of happiness, one that wasn't contingent upon finding a partner or fulfilling societal norms. I could finally focus on what truly made me happy. It was about creating a life that felt authentic and meaningful to me, regardless of what others thought. I began to explore my passions and interests without fear of judgment. This freedom also extended to my own expectations of myself. I realized that I didn't have to meet anyone's standards but my own. I no longer felt the pressure to be in a relationship, to present a certain image to the world, or to conform to any preconceived notions of what it means to be a man. I embraced my individuality. I was free to simply be, to explore different aspects of myself and to discover what truly brought me joy. This journey of self-discovery has been the most rewarding experience of my life. One of the biggest misconceptions about choosing a life without relationships or sex is that it's a lonely path. People assume that without a romantic partner we must be starved for touch, for intimacy, for connection. But that simply isn't true. Human connection takes many forms. We can experience deep and meaningful relationships with friends, family, and even ourselves. We can find intimacy through shared experiences, through vulnerability, through simply being present with another human being. In fact, by removing the pressure and expectations that often accompany romantic relationships, we can create space for more authentic and fulfilling connections with others. We can approach relationships from a place of wholeness, rather than neediness. We can appreciate the unique beauty of each connection for what it is, without trying to force it into a certain mold. Section 5. The joys of self-discovery. Choosing to be single has been an incredible journey of self-discovery. Freed from the distractions and demands of a relationship, I've had the time and space to delve deep into my own psyche, to confront my fears and insecurities, and to cultivate a stronger sense of self-love. I've explored my passions, discovered hidden talents, and challenged myself in ways I never thought possible. I've traveled to new places, met fascinating people, and said yes to experiences I might have shied away from in the past. This journey hasn't always been easy. There have been moments of loneliness, of doubt, of questioning my choices. But even in those challenging times, I've learned to find strength and resilience within myself. I've learned to be comfortable with my own company, to appreciate the silence, and to find joy in the simple things. Section 6. Deeper connections, different paths. The absence of a romantic partner hasn't meant an absence of love in my life. In fact, it's allowed me to cultivate deeper and more meaningful connections with the people around me. My friendships have become richer and more fulfilling. I've learned to communicate my needs more effectively and to show up for others in a more authentic way. I've also found immense joy in connecting with myself on a deeper level. I've learned to listen to my intuition, to honor my needs, and to prioritize my own well-being. This journey of self-discovery has been incredibly rewarding, and it's something that I wouldn't trade for anything. It's important to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to life. What works for one person may not work for another. The beauty of being human is that we all have the freedom to choose our own path, to define our own version of happiness, and to create a life that feels authentic and meaningful to us. Section 7. Navigating a world of pairs. Let's be real. Navigating a world largely designed for couples can be a trip. From date night specials to romantic comedies, the message is clear: couples are the norm. But instead of feeling like an outsider, I've learned to see these moments as opportunities for amusement, for gentle defiance, and for celebrating my own unique path. Sure, there are times when I wouldn't mind a +1, like at weddings or during the holidays, but then I remember the freedom I have to choose how I spend my time and with whom. I can catch up with friends, dive deeper into a passion project, or simply enjoy the tranquility of my own company. And you know what? More often than not, I find myself surrounded by other awesome singles, people who are perfectly content with their own company. We create our own fun, our own sense of community, and we support each other in our individual journeys. Section 8. The Unforeseen Benefits. Choosing this path has yielded some unexpected perks. Without the emotional labor of a romantic relationship, I have more energy and bandwidth for other things that light me up. My creativity has flourished, my career has taken off, and I've had more time to dedicate to personal growth and self-care. I've also become more financially independent. Without the expenses that often come with dating and relationships, I've been able to save more money, invest in my future, and pursue experiences that bring me joy. But perhaps the most significant benefit has been the profound sense of inner peace I've cultivated. By letting go of the need to find external validation through relationships, I've learned to find contentment and fulfillment from within. Section 9. My Truth, Your Journey. Choosing to forego relationships and sex is a deeply personal decision. It's not a judgment on anyone else's choices, nor is it a path I'd necessarily recommend to everyone. It's simply my truth, my way of navigating this messy, beautiful thing called life. If you're reading this and feeling a glimmer of recognition, a sense that Maybe this path resonates with you. I encourage you to explore it. Question the societal norms, challenge your own assumptions, and give yourself permission to choose a path that feels authentic to you, even if it's unconventional. Remember, happiness isn't a destination, it's a journey. And sometimes, the most unexpected detours can lead to the most breathtaking views. So go explore, discover yourself, and create a life that makes your soul sing, whether it involves a romantic partner or not.